Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock, coming at you once again from the Mount Lebanon Ice Center for the second straight week, 20 minutes south of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for Game 1 of our PIHL Hockey Night Live Class 3A doubleheader on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. For our curtain raiser tonight, we have the host Mount Lebanon Blue Devils in white and the visiting Franklin Regional Panthers in dark blue. And we're not going to say that the Blue Devils are a superstitious lot, but perhaps they are a little stitious. The Blue Devils, despite being the home team, obviously, in tonight's game, taking their place on the away bench for game number 1. They're 0-3. They're one of 3 teams in Class 3A with 3 losses as we wind down week 4 of the regular season. And perhaps they're trying anything to switch up the vibe, switch up the mojo, get the karma inverted, and get this team back on track, which has lost 7 straight and 8 of 9 overall since the last month of the last regular season. And if the Blue Devils are going to get going, perhaps the Panthers could be a slump buster. Mount Lebanon swept the season series between these clubs last year. Last year was Franklin Regional's first time playing in the PIHL's top flight in nearly 20 years. And the big gun for the Blue Devils, especially in the most recent meeting at Palmer Imaging Arena, was Xavier Bias. In that December 2024 meeting, Bias had a hat trick. Bias, number 68 in white, the Mount Lebanon captain, finished second overall, tied for second with 15 goals as a PIHL sophomore and a PIHL All-Star. And he's got to get going. As he goes, so go the rest of these Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, coached for the 5th full season in a row by Jeremy Church. Another year, another head coach of Franklin Regional varsity hockey. This year, the new bench boss is Nate Connolly, the former Latrobe assistant coach. He's a defensive-minded coach, and his timing is impeccable. Last year, the Panthers were dead last in Class 3A in team defense, and in their most recent contest, they were able to outscore whatever defensive issues still linger and get their first regular season victory. They lost their season opener at Peters 5-4. On Monday, they won 5-4 to even their record at 1-1. Joey Casella, number 19 in dark blue, the alternate captain, part of the new coach's leadership group this season. He was a PIHL All-Star last year as well. He got a hat trick in that Monday night victory for the Panthers with just 1:35 left in regulation. Franklin Regional hung on to win that seesaw battle with the Vikings. And their starting goaltender tonight, their projected starting goaltender, we should say, because he was first out of the tunnel for the Panthers here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, Payson Neff, had 28 saves in the victory. It appears the Blue Devils will be once again going with Sam Shin, in as much as Gus Zentner, the backup, is warming up as we speak. Shin led the Blue Devils out of the tunnel not long ago, and he'll be trying, Will Shin, for victory number 1 on the regular season after winning his only decision of the PIHL Charities Tournament and dropping 2 regular season contests. He had 15 saves against Central Catholic the last time we saw the Blue Devils in action here on TenbandTV. And Austin McLean on public address greets us. And soon we'll have these teams lining up at their respective blue lines for the playing of the national anthem. Our USA Hockey crew tonight. We'll get that to you as soon as humanly possible, and we actually do have it here. It's Featherstone and Liz. The Panthers and the Blue Devils. Mount Lebanon averaging just 1.89 goals per game dating back to February of last season. We said it last week, we'll say it again. They got to find some goals. When they find the net, they'll find points. Franklin Regional moving up to the number 8 spot with that victory on Monday. And now we will have the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you, Austin McLean. And thank you for tuning in on a Thursday night here in Western Pennsylvania. Once again, we're winding down week number 4 of the 25-26 regular season. And the first month of regular season play has not been kind to the home team, as we've said at the risk of belaboring the point, but the Blue Devils playing a team tonight that they matched up very well with last season. Mount Lebanon, 14 seniors on their official roster this year, but ironically, it's their underclassmen who really propelled them to that number 2 finish in the 3A standings last season, and a number of those underclassmen, for one reason or another, are not playing high school hockey this season. And it's been something of a blow to team chemistry. They just haven't gelled quite yet, and they're hoping to finally figure that out and start stacking some wins, beginning with this contest here tonight against their Eastern brethren. And speaking of which, the Panthers win the opening faceoff and move the puck right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin this first of two games tonight at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Nathan Tran, another 24-25 All-Star, trying to clear his zone. It's play to the corner for Kyle Quigley. Quigley met in the corner by Brendan Yohe, playing without his injured brother Carter, who was a key player on last year's Panther squad. Franklin Regional missing the playoffs on essentially the last day of the regular season last year, and only once in the previous decade that they failed to qualify for the Penguins Cup tournament. Long dump in on Sam Shin, the starting netminder, which he calmly plays aside for Sam Eberhardt. The alternate captain up towards center. Graham Resler trying to lead it for Bias. It goes to the corner. Rylan Case has positioning on Will White. Bias out in front. The pass too heavy. We saw Bias make a gorgeous feed to Resler for a power play goal last week against Central Catholic. He's just as good a playmaker as he is a goal scorer, and he's got this puck now for Lebo. Bias behind the Franklin Regional net. Turnaround shot, save made by Neff, and he'll freeze it at that far post. Neff, the Franklin Regional junior, as we said, 28 saves in the win Monday over Pittsburgh Central Catholic. .875 save percentage on his young season. Shared playing time in the preseason and pretty much all of that period with senior Grant Novotny. Ryan Krause, another of the Panthers' new alternate captains this season, trying to exit the zone. Turnover, and the shot fanned on by Huff. He scores! Huff pulls a Lloyd Christmas and totally redeems himself. He fanned on the initial attempt, but scored anyway, and that's exactly the start Mount Lebanon was looking for. Maybe switching benches worked after all. Maybe Jeremy Church is on to something. 1-0 home team. Not quite 2 minutes into period one. Huff's second of the season. Brian Compton, one of the mainstays on that Franklin Regional blue line. Pressured by Mayer. Turned over to Kurt at center. Huff with 2 goals this season, both unassisted. Blue Devils take the early 1-0 lead over Franklin Regional. Panthers leave it inside the Mount Lebanon line. Zach Lynham up to center, played off the glass near side by Ashton Mahaven. Mahaven earned his first varsity point in that Panther victory on Monday. Made his varsity debut at Princescape Arena in the season-opening loss to the Peters Township Indians. Brendan Yohe with a dump in from his own half wall. Liam Powers. Yohe to the corner for Franklin Regional. Worked over by Conrarty. Powers outletting for Charlie Bank. Bank sends it to the corner. And Neff will settle it down behind his own cage, and almost a turnover to Bank in a dangerous spot there, but Case is able to recover. Blue Devils trying to get that forecheck going once again early in the first period. Yohe up the left wing. Sent it in on Shin. Knocked to the circle. Conrarty up to center. Sent right back in by Jake Keefe. Tran over the attacking line. Easy save there for Neff. Out of play. Panthers win the own zone draw from the corner. It's worked up to McClure. McClure to center for Luke Vasco. Bias counterattacking for the Blue Devils. Bias from an angle. That misses. Rebound to Parker Arlett. Bias with it again. That deflected off a Panther stick. Resler taken down. Play continues. Ryland Case with another shove into the back of Resler after taking him down with a free hand. And the Panthers flip it all the way back in toward the Mount Lebanon goal. Nate Connolly making a line change as the Blue Devils send it inside the Panther line. Kurta, near side. Trapped immediately by Case. Kurta behind the net. Turnaround shot. Neff makes that save. Keefe to Case. More pressure from Lebo. Turned over to Arlett. Arlett off a stick. That almost deflected in. Blue Devils have the rebound. Mayer, Burial, 2-0 Mount Lebanon. And Sophie needs a snack. Well, if you're a Mount Lebanon fan, you love the early effort. The Blue Devils coming out collectively on the front foot. Mayer smashes in the rebound, and they take the 2-0 lead with just under 12 minutes to go in the first period. Third of the season for the Mount Lebanon junior. Yohe knocked down. Yard sale in Mount Lebanon territory. Coming the other way, Grant Williams. Williams to the goal. Williams on his backhand through the blue paint. And out the other way. Sam Shin down and out, but bargained with the hockey gods to keep the Panthers off the board for the moment. Ten Swan, the Franklin Regional captain, tying up his man far side. And that was Powers. The Blue Devils working that forecheck to a T early on. They've got the 2-goal lead. And they get another dump in on Franklin Regional. Conrarty beyond Lehman. Not quite ready to accept that pass. J.J. Ten Swan scoops it up for the Panthers. And he'll outlet it to Vasco. Vasco from distance. Stopped by Shin. Tran to Quigley, one-touch play to Josh Lehman, pardon me. Lehman leaves it for Tran. Tran, stick check by Vasco. Conrarty sends it back inside the Franklin Regional zone, stolen by Bias. Bias to the goal. Bias, Burial! Hit that horn, baby, let's dance! 3-0 Blue Devils. 3 goals in 6:43. Xavier Bias at last on the board for the first time in 25-26. And hit that subscribe button for the Mount Lebanon captain. What a move he put on Neff. And Nate Connolly decides he's seen enough. Franklin Regional calling its timeout. We'll step aside as well. Blue Devils 3, Panthers nothing. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Officially, it's Mayer from Arlett, followed by Bias unassisted. And I'm not one to say I told you so, but the way Bias was skating on that rush, you just could almost feel a goal coming there. He was going to the net with purpose, and he was able to tuck it in behind Payson Neff, who remains in the game after the Panthers used their timeout in an early 3-goal hole. Nate Connolly just trying to settle down his team after the long bus ride from Murraysville. Mount Lebanon off to the kind of blazing start we haven't seen from this team in some time, as that puck is fired from the point by Conrarty. Kraus defensively. And make no mistake, there is still tons of time left in this hockey game. And the Panthers, as they demonstrated Monday, have a flair for the dramatic. Icing on Franklin Regional. And Curta wins the offensive zone faceoff for Lebo. Huff to the corner, overtaken by Tenswan. Tenswan, captain of his travel team as well. Pittsburgh Icemen, a AAA junior outfit. He's a very physically strong player, and he's played a lot of games on that back end for Franklin Regional Varsity. Eberhardt from behind his own net. Unlucky bounce there, but Curta cleans up the mess, and he's over the Franklin Regional line. 1 against 2. Compton and Tenswan knock him to the ice. Williams up for Compton. Compton near side for Yohe. Yohe and Compton entering the Blue Devil zone as we approach the midpoint of this first period with Mount Lebanon in command. Quigley, right side for the Blue Devils. Stick save there by Neff. And in a weird way, you kind of feel like Payson Neff needed to make that save, easy though it was from our own myopic perspective, just to sort of restore some sanity and settle down and get back into this game. He's been lit up a few times already in the 7 preceding shots taken by the Blue Devils. Neff saw a lot of pucks on Monday as well in that Franklin Regional win. Dumped in by the Blue Devils. Panthers last year were last in Class 3A in team defense, and again, they hired a coach who's known for working well with defensemen, or at least when he was on Latrobe's coaching staff, that was the case for Nate Connolly. Essentially, that team's defensive coordinator, for lack of a better official term. And this defense perhaps going through some growing pains early in this one as the Panthers ice it one more time. Resler on to take the faceoff. He's tied up by Casella. White tries to put it on net. That caught Xavier Bias, who was in his path. After the friendly fire, the Blue Devils work it free to Bias. Bias from the left circle. Bias trying to set up Tran, nothing doing. Good gap control there by Kraus, and Kraus pushes it up ahead for the Panthers. Kraus from the off wing. Shoots it wide. Liam Murphy after the rebound, which is kicked behind the net by Mount Lebanon's Resler. White after it. Checked hard by Tenswan. Play continues with the Blue Devils in the middle of completing a change. Murphy from the high slot. I'll take that, thank you very much, says Sam Shin. Just an .841 save percentage in those first couple of regular season appearances for Shin. 15 saves against Central Catholic last week. .905 save percentage in the preseason. He played very well in that PIHL Charities Tournament. Blue Devils from deep in their own zone. Work it out to center for Mayer, who has a goal in this first period. Arlett, near side Curda, deflected wide by Huff. Blue Devils get it back and chip it off the side of the net. To the point for Curda. Eberhardt from the boards, glove down by Neff. This USA Hockey crew working quickly with the puck drop as the Blue Devils control it once again. Mayer fans on the attempted shot. Arlett keeps it just inside the line. Miscue by Curda. And a chance possibly for Mahaven. But Arlett cuts him off. Mayer from his own boards up to center where Compton is waiting. He and Tenswan, that top defensive pairing for the Panthers. Compton fires it off the stick of Bank. Blue Devils up to center. Nice maneuver there by Powers. Neff out of position and covers at the edge of the crease. You don't want to take too many chances if you're pacing Neff, especially the way this particular period has gone to start the game for the visitors. This time the Panthers win a face-off. Kraus around Lynham. Blue Devils get back in coverage. Will Varhola up to center. Dumped in promptly by Tenswan. Shin settles it down for his defense. Lynham near side for Bank. Powers at center. Powers trying to slip around the check from Compton. Lost the puck. And that'll allow Murphy time to play it up to his captain. Blue Devils force a turnover. Varhola to the corner. Out in front for Bias. Bias had his stick lifted. Good work there by Compton. Lynham with a keep in. Kraus up to center. Lynham gets positioning and takes it away. Compton and Tenswan going D to D. Murphy resetting the play for Franklin Regional late in this first period. Bias and the Blue Devils offside. Bias off the face-off from an angle. Finds metal but not mesh. Bias that close to a second goal in this opening frame. Compton from the corner. Mike Pint to the goal and right into that Blue Devil logo on the uniform of Sam Shin. Couple of underclassmen in goal for their respective clubs tonight. Conrarty controls the defensive zone faceoff. That deflects off Huff and all the way back into Franklin Regional ice. Yohe turns it over to Mayer. Mayer, right side. Good gap control there by Yohe. Brendan Yohe winning the puck battle, getting it up to Mahaven. Case threw it to the wrong shoulder. Tran retreating. Goes to his defensive partner, Conrarty. Conrarty gains the red line, puts it in off the body of Neff. Turned over to Curta. One-timer Huff, that was blocked in front. Ryland Case, right place, right time. Panthers try to get the transition game going. Franklin for a moment had a 3-on-2. Blue Devils are able to get back into a settled defense, but it's turned over to Yowie. Yowie off the tip of the glove of Shin. Shin makes a follow-up save. Grant Williams had a nose for the net. Shin had other plans. 2.5 to go with this puck out of play. Now, the Panthers certainly haven't been spiraling since Nate Connolly used his timeout and nearly got that goose egg off the board, but a big save by Shannon. Another big one off the faceoff to read that deflection. Compton took the initial shot. Not sure what it hit, but the bottom line is Shin kept it out. That puck out of play off the blade of Lehman. Blue Devils off the draw. Save made there by Neff on the backhander by Josh Lehman. And we'll do it again from the same spot. Powers had his stick tied up by one of the Panthers. That allows Case to play it up ahead to Murphy. Liam Murphy ducks around the hip check by Lynham and forces the save from Shin. Jeremy Church putting his top line back out there in the final 2 minutes of first period play. Resler takes the face-off. Yowie wins it for Franklin Regional. That'll miss. Tense one shot, never made it through the forest of skates. Bias stood up by Compton to the corner. Varhola trying to play it for Lebo. White from behind the line had it deflect off his stick and right to Neff. Resler against Yowie again, and Yowie wins another one for his club. Grant Williams to the right circle, the sophomore stripped of the puck. Bias in transition from Mount Lebanon. His shot denied by Neff. It bounds out to Conrarty, who couldn't keep it in the zone. Behaven applying pressure at center red. Delayed offside on Lebo. Case with the giveaway to Tran. Tran around a man. Dispossessed by Yowie. Mayer plays takeaway. Huff unable to control it. Mayer to the boards after this puck. Mahaven unable to clear it. Huff lost it to Case. Williams with under 40 to go in the period. Off the blocker of Shin. Conrarty ricochets it up to Huff. Quick pass to Curta. Curta 1 against 3. Curta from an angle. That save made by Neff. The rebound still available. Williams turns it over to Ben Curta. Curta trying to reset to Arlett at left point. That pass a little too strong. 10 to go in the period. Turned over to the Panthers. Pint gave it right back to Arlett. 5 seconds left. Blue Devils just trying to kill the rest of this clock. And for all intents and purposes, they will. The buzzer on the Fritz again this week here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, so you'll have to settle for a whistle. And after that whistle, the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils lead the Franklin Regional Panthers 3-0. Second period coming up next on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used and new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com. Click locations and search for Greensburg. Matt Popchock here for the first of two on PIHL Hockey Night Live tonight on TenbandTV, presented by our friends at Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. First period shots on goal. Mount Lebanon with 16, Franklin Regional with 14, where it matters. As Payson Neff makes that nifty glove save, it is Blue Devils 3, Panthers nothing in PIHL Class 3A action. One of 5 Class 3A games on the docket tonight. Mount Lebanon, 3 goals in the first 6:43 of this contest, forcing Franklin Regional to use their timeout. And that early outburst punctuated by Xavier Bias's first goal of the season for the Blue Devils. Tenswan firing on Shin. Shin, in haste, knocks it to the corner. Williams from an angle. That's cut off by Lineup. They work it up top to Tenswan. Williams pressured by Bias. Tenswan with it from distance. Off a Blue Devil stick. Clear to the boards, kept in by Tenswan. Tenswan for Williams. Williams makes his move. In front it comes to Mahaven. Mahaven couldn't handle it. Compton has to go fetch. And he'll play it blindly to Yohe. Wrestler bearing down on him. Tenswan from his own corner. Up the boards, interrupted by Lynham. But Williams moves it ahead for Franklin Regional. Keefe pinching. Turned it over to Tran. Mayer up the right side. Through the right wing circle. In on goal, Neff the save. The rebound controlled by Jake Keefe. Kurta has a step on McClure. Up top to Conrarty. Conrarty just keeping it inside the line, but not for long. Pint spun off that puck by Kurta. Keefe to the corner. Huff with a little love tap there on Keefe as he got rid of that puck to his captain, Tenswan. And a goal it comes. Is it in? No, it is not. It may have been on the line, but according to this USA Hockey crew, it did not cross. and it has to completely cross. Otherwise, it remains a 3-0 game. And that appears to be the case. Featherstone and Liz, the referee pairing for game one, right on top of it. And Neff just barely prevented the fourth Mount Lebanon goal. Pint to the far corner. Vasco plays it in behind the Blue Devil cage. Conrarty up but not out. Good work there by Kraus to buy time for his team to at least complete the line change. Misplay at center by Huff. Gets back on side in time for Curta to come across the line. Curta poke checked in the circle. Blue Devils now changing on the fly as it's played from the corner by Keefe. And this will be icing on Franklin Regional early in period 2. Face-off taken over by the Blue Devils after the Panthers initially appeared to win it. Tenswan spins off Bank to the corner for Compton. Compton up ahead to Casella. Shin sends it to the corner for Parker Arlett. Bank anticipating for Eberhard up to Powers. Powers couldn't take that lead pass. Tenswan, with deference from his goaltender, will play that puck. Almost turned over to Powers as Casella got knocked out of the play. Blue Devils trying to complete another change. Lead pass to Casella, but he is offside. And that is a name, if you're a Franklin Regional fan, we probably haven't called enough in this game. Four goals, 5 points for Casella to lead Franklin Regional early in this regular season. Among the early Class 3A point leaders and goal leaders for that matter. And throughout this doubleheader, we're going to see a couple of the players who are at the top of the scoring columns early on. Neff, meanwhile, forces another face-off in Panther territory. Later on, we've got South Fayette playing host to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Nate Keller, the South Fayette phenom, off to a hot start in the scoring department. Varhola through a crowd is deflected in on Neff, and he finally freezes it before Bias can find it. Nate Connolly wants some fresh troops out there for this defensive zone face-off. And Casella will take it for Franklin Regional. Get it to the boards and over to Case eventually. Murphy around the dasher. Lynham going after it defensively for the Blue Devils. Kraus from the circle, out in front, backhand try just wide. Shin got a piece of that, but it's played quickly to Kraus, who makes no mistake from deep on the left wing. The goose egg is gone. The Panthers make it 3-1, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. Ryan Kraus, the goal scorer for the first time in 2025-26. He had 5 points in the PIHL Charities Tournament for Franklin. He's got 4 points in the first month of regular season play for his team. And we told you there's a lot of time left in this hockey game. Huff over the line. Neff knocks it aside. Huff unable to keep this puck inside the zone. Kraus counterattacking for the Panthers. Kraus trying to center it. Casella not there on time. Behind the net it comes, but played right to Tran. And the Blue Devils quickly move it up to center. Nice move there by Huff around Casella. Dumps it in on Neff, the Franklin Regional netminder. Tenswan plays it up to McClure. Sent right back into the Franklin Regional zone by Tran. Delayed offside on Lebo. And finally, it looks like Liam Powers got the memo. Kraus over the line one more time. Kraus, shot pass. Good positioning by Conrarty. Outletted for Powers. Powers from an angle. Settled down by Neff and covered atop the crease. Kraus from Casella officially. So make that 6 points for Casella to start his season in just his third game as a Franklin Regional senior. Blue Devils work it out in front. It comes to the point now for Eberhardt. Powers for Quigley. Quigley out in front. Unable to get a stick on it was Lehman. That puck played legally by the hand of Vasco. Vasco off the body of Arlett. Vasco out in front. Nobody there to take the pass. Williams just on. Plays it wide. Arlett up to center. Arlett surrounded by dark jerseys. White going to the net. And he has this puck for the Blue Devils. Up top for Bias. Bias fakes, shoots. That's deflected. And it'll be gloved down by Payson now. Blue Devils control the face-off. That save made by Neff from distance. Off the shot from Eberhardt. Arlett puts it off a skate. Goes after his own deflection. Arlett off the side of the net. And the net behind Neff has become dislodged. And he will not get a whistle yet. Officials decide the Panthers are able to play this puck up to center, and they do. Bias touched this one, no icing. Mount Lebanon in the midst of a line change. Case beyond Bias, but right to the stick of Varhala. Bias has it now for the Blue Devils. Bias from an angle, that's blocked. Mahaven ahead for Williams. Williams, good trail check there by Huff. Varhala for Sean Huff. Off the blocker hand of Payson Neff. Williams takes the loose puck quickly in transition to Mahaven. Lineup gets it up to Mayer. Mayer dispossessed by Yohe. Yohe from the left side. In on Shin. Right to Lineham, the Mount Lebanon defenseman, midway through this second period and game. Mount Lebanon with a 3-1 lead over Franklin Regional, but the Panthers the only goal of period 2, courtesy of Ryan Kraus. Mayer to the goal. Looked like it rolled off his stick at the last moment with Neff trying to cut down the angle. No icing, much to the surprise of Shin. Lineham wins the battle with Murphy. Turned over to Kraus. Kraus to the vacant wing. Tenswan down low for Murphy. Out in front. Oh, what a save there by Shin. Just a reaction play to deny Kraus the second goal. And a save on Tenswan forces this puck out of play. Blue Devils with an own zone face-off win, but they turn it over. Tenswan from right point. Save made there by Shin. It's still loose. Shin atop the crease makes that save. Looked like Kraus was going for that elusive second goal. It's deflected wide by Casella in the meantime. Panthers have the hop after getting that first goal. They trail by a pair looking for more through a crowd off the stick of Casella. That never made it on goal. Blue Devils trying to support their Tendy. Lehman gets it deep. Takes the hit from Tenswan. Compton from his own corner. Panthers methodically up to center. Near side Murphy. Under 7 to go to the ice cut. Bank overtaken by Kraus. Good support by Lehman. White with a slick pass up to Nate Tran. Tran hits the brakes. Tran to White. White forcing the save from Neff. Now the uncut ice perhaps coming into play late in the period. That puck seemed to almost stop on its own accord before it got to Neff. And Neff was able to get to it easily and force the faceoff. This puck beyond the reach of Bias. Vasco colliding with one of the Blue Devils behind the net. That's Resler. Arlett takes out McClure at center. Play continues. Pint settles it down. Pint to the goal. Save from an angle by Sam Shin. White from distance. Neff makes that loud save. White with the rebound. Another save by Neff. Pint from the circle. Under the stick of Eberhardt. And the alternate captain retreats and leads it up for Bias. Bias trying to get a step on Keefe. Bias out in front. Resler too well tied up. Blue Devils completing a line change. Huff settles it down. Mayer trying to tee it up. He does from point blank. And Payson Neff makes a save. .20 and counting for the Franklin Regional Junior. Curta ties up his man at the faceoff dot. And he has this puck for Lebo up to Varhola. Mayer catches the friendly fire. That went off the body of Compton. Tense one. Out to Williams. Williams has a step on Mayer. Williams to the goal. Mayer lost his stick. And the Blue Devils are just able to force it outside their own line. Final 5 minutes of period 2. Mayer with a dump in. The two 58s collide in the corner. This time Tense one got the upper hand. But Tran keeps it alive for Mount Lebanon. Powers unable to glove it down. Mahaven in pursuit. He'll get there first for Franklin Regional. Out in front it comes. Shot by Yohe, and he airmailed it. Either that or Nate Tran blocked it, and I think the latter might actually be the case. I think Tran just barely got a piece of that and caused it to go out of action. The senior defenseman taking one for the Blue Devils. Trying to preserve this 2-goal advantage late in the second. Good work by Kraus down low. From an angle, tries to pinball it off of Shin. And Shin gets the whistle just as he covered that puck inside the crease. Panthers send it behind the Blue Devil goal. Murphy. Checked by Arlett. Arlett trying to put the moves on Murphy. Those two continue to push and shove behind the play. Kraus forces the takeaway to Casella. Casella out in front, nobody home. Shin out of position, but still makes the stop. Blue Devils in a bit of disarray late in the second period. Panthers trying to capitalize. And Franklin Regional fans furious a penalty wasn't called there, as Eddie Boss, the sophomore, takes his first shift of the game and fires it wide of goal. Now we do get a whistle with 3:27 till the ice cut. Grant Williams saying something to this USA Hockey crew. And we've yet to see a penalty called in this game, which anybody who knows the broadcaster jinx knows there will almost assuredly be one forthcoming. We should have a countdown clock of some sort. Offside are the Blue Devils. Curta wins it cleanly for Mount Lebanon. Steal by Yohe, but couldn't get around Lynham. Mayer up to Lynham. Lynham sent to the right wing. Shot from a bad angle, sticked aside calmly by Neff, out of play. Off the draw, a hard rip there taken by the Blue Devils Tran, but a better save by Payson Neff. Yohe up to Williams. Williams chased by Tran. Williams hits the brakes. Turnaround shot deflected in on Shin. Shin back into position. Out in front it comes to Tenswan. Tenswan just missing with 2.5 remaining. Williams tries to get around Conrarty. Tenswan at center point. Off a stick, and it deflects just wide. Conrarty takes the hit to get it over to Mayer. Mayer gets it outside the zone. Huff in pursuit for Mount Lebanon. Huff, his shot blocked, and Huff broke his stick in the process. Final 2 of period 2. And it's the Blue Devils who lead by 2. Franklin Regional starting to turn a tide a bit after a rough start, but still with work to be done. Bias wins the puck battle, sends it around the Franklin Regional boards. Murphy from center red, right at Parker Arlett. White over the attacking line for the Blue Devils. For Bias. Bias to the goal. Bias shoots! Thank you, sir. May I have another? They might have been teetering, they might have been wobbling, but their captain just landed an uppercut with 1:29 to go in the period. Another highlight reel move by the Mount Lebanon All-Star. And they lead by 3. Played toward the Franklin Regional goal again, and Neff has it this time. Blue Devils win the faceoff. Curda off a skate. It comes near side of Tenswan. Conradi couldn't handle it. Williams trying to breeze past Tran, but forgot the puck. Neff plays it carefully behind his own goal. Tenswan colliding with Lynham behind the play. And Tenswan will take matters into his own hands in the final minute of second period action. Kyle Quigley messing with his mojo, and one of the Panthers shaken up a bit as he comes off. Looked like Williams was the one getting off slowly, and now he's doubled over on that Franklin Regional bench. Not sure if that's exhaustion or, heaven forbid, something worse, but we'll keep an eye on that. 10 seconds remaining. Tran off the stick of Lehman. Lehman met at center. 3 seconds to go, and that should do it. Time to cut the ice at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. The captain has potted a pair for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, who lead the Franklin Regional Panthers 4-1. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair. Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero! space. Hewitt turning, scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Ryan Krause, another of the Panthers' new alternate captains this season, trying to exit the zone turnover, and the shot fanned on by Huff. He scores! Huff pulls a Lloyd Christmas and totally redeems himself. More pressure from Lebo. Turnover to Arlett. Arlett off a stick. That almost deflected in. Blue Devils have the rebound. Mayer, Burial, 2-0 Mount Lebanon. And Sophie needs a snack. Coming the other way, Grant Williams. Williams to the goal. Williams on his backhand through the blue paint. Stick check by Vasco. Conrarty sends it back inside the Franklin Regional Zone. Stolen by Bias. Bias to the goal. Bias. Burial! Hit that horn, baby. Let's dance. 3-0 Blue Devils. Bias. Off the face-off from an angle. Finds metal, but not mesh. Compton from the corner. Mike Pint to the goal and right into that Blue Devil logo on the uniform of Sam Shin. Blue Devils are able to get back into a settled defense, but it's turned over to Yowie. Yowie off the tip of the glove of Shin. Shin makes a follow-up save. A little love tap there on Keefe as he got rid of that puck to his captain. Tense one. In a goal it comes. Is it in? No, it is not. It may have been on the line, but according to this USA Hockey crew, it did not cross. Lynham going after it defensively for the Blue Devils. Krause from the circle, out in front, backhand try just wide. Shin got a piece of that, but it's played quickly to Krause, who makes no mistake from deep on the left wing. The goose egg is gone. The Panthers make it 3-1, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. Out in front, oh, what a save there by Shin. Just a reaction play to deny Krause a second goal. And a save on Tenswan forces this puck out of play. Krause was going for that elusive second goal. It's deflected wide by Casella in the meantime. Panthers have the hop after getting that first goal. With a slick pass up to Nate Tran. Tran hits the brakes. Tran to White. White forcing the save from Neff. There first for Franklin Regional. Out in front it comes. Shot by Yowie, and he airmailed it. Either that or Nate Tran blocked it, and I think the latter might actually be the case. I think Tran, just Panthers trying to capitalize. And Franklin Regional fans furious a penalty wasn't called there, as White over the attacking line for the Blue Devils. For Bias. Bias to the goal. Bias shoots! Thank you, sir. May I have another?
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end?
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com. Click locations and search Greensburg. Matt Popchock here for the third period of our lid lifter on a doubleheader Thursday for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, and making a big save on this freshly cut ice at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center is goaltender Sam Shin. The first 5 minutes of this third period going to be very telling for the Panthers. They really outplayed Mount Lebanon in period two, and when it looked like they were going to be able to get to that ice cut down by just a pair, Xavier Bias undressed Neff and got his second goal of the game to restore the 3-goal advantage for Mount Lebanon, which still was able to outshoot Franklin Regional 15-11 officially in period two. Game totals 31-25 entering the final frame. That puck takes a deflection off the skate of Tran. Blue Devils clear it in the general direction of Neff, who will let it go for icing. Blue Devils in search of their third straight win in as many meetings with Franklin Regional since the Panthers returned to Class 3A last season after a 19-year absence. Franklin Regional, between last year and 05-06, playing in Class 2A for many years and also Class 1A for a period. Panthers won back-to-back Penguins Cups during the 2010s, their first ever Penguins Cup championships, which they won as a lower division program at the time. Tense moment in front of Shin. Blue Devils in transition. Mayer off the inside of the post. How did that stay out? Neff goes spread eagle to keep that puck from crossing the line. No icing this time. Eberhardt has to keep the play moving for Mount Lebanon. Two-line pass to Curta, broken up quickly by Williams. Compton plays it up to center red. Eberhardt for Bank. Bank battling for that puck with Bost. Quigley behind the net. Williams takes over. Up for Brendan Yohe. The PIHL All-Star from 2025 crosses the line. Tries to shot pass there to Mahaven that wouldn't go. Shin just barely getting a piece of that one as Williams fires it from a near impossible angle. Lehman beyond the reach of Quigley. Quickly over the line is Tenswan. Stick save made by Shin. Lynham with space up to center. Blue Devils make a change behind the play. Lynham knocked off balance by Tenswan. Keeps on keeping on and gets this puck over to Lehman. Lehman early in period three. Back to Lynham. Tenswan takes it and helps the Panthers play it to center. Williams inside the Mount Lebanon line. Turns around and puts it off the skate of Varhala, and it deflects all the way back the length of the ice into Franklin Regional territory. Tran from distance. Easy save there for Neff. And we'll get a face-off down to our right. Mount Lebanon Hockey Association doing a spirit night of sorts here at the Ice Center. Had some pizzas and whatnot out for fans throughout the contest. And we got our pizza pregame. We're able to finagle some food before puck drop. Plenty left over, though, I'm just saying. Wrestler behind his own net up to Bias. Bias taking over this game in a way for the Blue Devils with his 2 goals, and really the big one at the end of the second period to deflate some of the momentum that the Panthers had built. And there's our first penalty of the hockey game. Pierce Conradi is tripped. And Mount Lebanon, with 12:52 left in regulation, will get the penny power play. Blue Devils 1 of 4 on power plays on the young season. Last year, just 16.7%, 9th of the 11 teams in Class 3A. Franklin Regional last year, next to last on the penalty kill at 71.7, but off to a better start this year at 4 out of 6 on the PK. Lynham after the Mount Lebanon face-off win to Conradi. He and Lynham play pitch and catch. That save made by Neff. The rebound still available. Mayer, score! Blue Devils 5, Panthers 1. And Cam Mayer can slap hands. He's got a pair now. And Mount Lebanon has broken this game open with special teams. Neff covers that puck at the side of the net. Officially, Mayer from Lehman. Lehman has his first point of his senior season. Eberhardt's shot blocked. Mayer on his backhand denied. That close to the HT, but Neff keeps him stuck on 2. Yohe rings the post as the Panthers are whistled for offside. Bias is lined back out there to take the face-off. Curta will do the honors against Casella, and Curta wins it. Bias actually not out there for this shift. Parker Arlett out there with Curta. Will White, by the way, the only assist on Bias's late second period goal, we neglected to mention. Curta smacks that one wide, and it comes all the way back to the end of the Mount Lebanon zone, excuse me. Curta for Huff. Murphy from the edge of the circle. That goes wide of Shin. Huff from center. Neff settling that puck down as both teams make changes. Kraus over the attacking line for Franklin Regional. That one off the body of Varhola. Blue Devils win the puck battle. Kraus goes to the ice. Play continues as Case dumps it in behind the Mount Lebanon cage. Bank up to center. Keefe off the skate. Taken away at center by Mount Lebanon's Powers. Powers trying to play that puck with his backhand. Case behind his own goal. Bank at center. Pint gives him the business as the Blue Devils send it back in behind the Panther net. White applying pressure as Franklin Regional goes D to D. Vasco at center. Shin watches it go by. Tran reversing the play to Keller Dungan. We saw Dungan make his varsity debut for Jeremy Church earlier this month at NA back on the 6th of October. Tran, that pass too heavy for White. Neff plays it away in the nick of time. Panthers in transition. Grant Williams dropping for Yohe. Yohe shoots wide of that far post. Ten Swan, the rebound, and a long rebound at that. Compton dumps the puck. Dungan settles it down and takes the hit from Yohe behind the net. Compton forcing the kick save from Shin. Williams cross ice from a Haven. From the point, Shin makes that save through traffic. Blue Devils trying to double team Brendan Yohe in the corner as the teams battle for this puck. Midway through this third period. And the Panthers have an open net to shoot at, but Brendan Yohe couldn't finish. From distance, Compton's blast deflected wide. Yohe in frustration colliding with Dungan behind the goal. And it's been that kind of night for the Panthers. And a delayed penalty coming up against Franklin Regional with 8:21 to go. And it's going to go against Yohe. And Yohe visibly upset as Casella tries to cool down his teammate, cross-checking the indication. And the Franklin Regional captaincy trying to get an explanation. Blue Devils had the game's only power play, which came earlier in this period, and they capitalized. That was Ryan Krause in the sin bin earlier. Now Krause is out on this penalty kill for Nate Connolly. Mayer to the corner for White. Lynham, right point, couldn't keep it in. Krause applying pressure shorthanded. Blue Devils with a commanding lead, taking their time here on the man advantage. And perhaps trying to use time to their advantage as well. Mayer into the stomach of Neff. Waiting in the wings, the South Fayette Lions, who share this venue with the Blue Devils and the Central Catholic Vikings. Another Class 3A game that should be a fun one to watch. And you'll be able to watch it here on TenbandTV. Those two teams met early last season in a wild one, and I do mean wild. South Fayette winning that game 6-5 in overtime. Meanwhile, Neff makes save number 33 on the night with 1:14 to go in this Blue Devil power play. Off the draw, Curtis' shot is denied. Out to Arlett it comes. Back for Resler. Resler watched in the corner by Murphy. Compton trying to tie up Arlett. Arlett works free. Gets it up to Tran. Tran, that shot blocked. Chance shorthanded for Murphy if he can hurry, but Tran beats him to the punch. Turn over to Pint. Tran retreating. Pine puts him into the glass. Out in front it comes, intended for Kraus. Intercepted by Arlett. 25 to go in the power play. Arlett, stick check from behind by Tenswan. Lead pass for Casella. The Panthers have to take those chances shorthanded. They really don't have a choice at this juncture. The Blue Devils minimize the threat. Kraus lost that puck to Arlett. Resler, one touch to Curda. The power play expires, but Lebo still has this puck. Powers just on for Mount Lebanon. Right circle, turns around, save made. It's loose. Sitting there in the circle and jammed in. A second goal in as many games for Graham Resler, and turn out the lights. The party's over. Not long ago, some wondered if Graham Resler would play organized hockey ever again. Now, he's put icing on the victory cake for Jeremy Church and the Blue Devils, who are en route to victory number 1 in this 25-26 regular season. Mount Lebanon with a 6-1 lead, 6 minutes remaining. He's played so much in this building as a Blue Devil and as a Mount Lebanon Hornet, playing junior hockey. Had to have right knee surgery within the past year, and that was after a very serious on-ice injury. Got to talk to his mother, actually, before this game as the Blue Devils are called for icing. Carrie Resler, and talked about how Graham lived with his sister, who's a freshman in college last year, and it was tough, she said, to see Graham just, aching to get back on the ice and play for both of his teams. And that always eats away at a young player, to not be able to be out there helping your team. And last week's goal in the loss to Central Catholic, certainly a liberating one for him, and tonight a liberating game on the whole for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Officially, it is Resler at even strength from Keller Dungan. So the recent varsity debutant, Dungan, has his first career point. And on paper and on the ice, really as complete a game as we've seen Mount Lebanon play in quite some time. Conradi retreating. White tried to play it out, but it took a funny bounce off the half wall. Blue Devils will try again. They turn it over to Pint. Vasco from an angle, in on Shin, and he'll cover it up. Now the Panthers will lick their wounds, and they'll get right back on the road for a game next week, next Thursday, Halloween Eve, if you will, at the Barrel Toyota Ice Complex against North Allegheny. And then they're back home for a pair to begin the month of November at Palmer Imaging Arena. Mount Lebanon finally snapping that long skid that dates back to last season. They visit Pine Richland next Monday night at Barrel. 9 o'clock puck drop in that one. And then they conclude their season series with North Allegheny here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center on the 13th of November. So The first month of regular season play after tonight will be done for Lebo varsity. And it will end on a winning note. Turnover to Curda. Curda out in front. Nobody there except Kraus. Kraus over the line. Lynham trying to catch him up, and sliding to make that play is Arlett. Jeremy Church will love to see that in a 6-1 hockey game. Arlett out in front. Lehman couldn't finish. Score! Parker Arlett with his back to the play tacks on. And Mount Lebanon, the only team in Class 3A without a third period goal going into tonight, has now produced 3. It was roughly a year ago, a little over a year actually, that Arlett scored his first ever varsity goal for the Blue Devils. And now he's got goal number 2 in his varsity career. Final 2 minutes and change in this Class 3A tilt. Lehman behind the net. Tense one for Mahaven. Tense one kind of frustrated as he played that puck off his own boards. Yohe from distance glances off the glove of Shin. Panthers win the puck battle. Williams unable to shoot it cleanly, and Williams takes a whack at Eberhardt and right in front of one of the officials to boot. Williams granted some clemency perhaps. Bost up to center, couldn't split the double team. Mahaven near corner for Case. Brendan Yohe up the left wing. Yohe run into by Tran. Blue Devils play it up to center. Powers over the attacking line. He fires off a stick and off the netting with 57 ticks to talk here in Mount Lebanon. And tonight was a good night for the team in white. Xavier Bias doing some high-fiving and helmet patting on the Mount Lebanon bench. We told you pregame the Blue Devils sitting on the away bench tonight, in as much as they are the home team. Wouldn't be surprised if they go right back to that bench for the next home game. We know what a superstitious lot hockey players and hockey people are in general, and if they find something that they convince themselves will work, they're going to stick with it. But really just an all-around solid effort at home by the Blue Devils this evening. Half a minute to play. Dungan shrugs off the check. Nathan Reitz making his 5th career varsity appearance. Seeing some late ice time for Nate Connolly. Ten seconds to go. And for the first time in a long time, the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils can celebrate a 3-point party on Cedar Boulevard. Make it a pizza party, why don't you? Hockey hugs for Sam Shin. He finishes with 30 saves on the nose as Mount Lebanon pulls away for a 7-1 victory over the Franklin Regional Panthers. Blue Devils tasting victory for the first time after 3 defeats. Franklin Regional slipping to 1-2. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Dustin Beck, back with us once again. Thank you, Austin McLean, and thank you for watching and listening. Central Catholic at South Fayette is up next. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Ryan Krause, another of the Panthers' new alternate captains this season, trying to exit the zone turnover, and the shot fanned on by Huff. He scores! Huff pulls a Lloyd Christmas and totally redeems himself. More pressure from Lebo. Turn over to Arlett. Arlett off a stick. That almost deflected in. Blue Devils have the rebound. Mayer, Burial, 2-0 Mount Lebanon. And Sophie needs a snack. Coming the other way, Grant Williams. Williams to the goal. Williams on his backhand through the blue paint. Stick check by Vasco. Conrarty sends it back inside the Franklin Regional Zone. Stolen by Bias. Bias to the goal. Bias. Burial! Hit that horn, baby. Let's dance. 3-0 Blue Devils. Bias. Off the face-off from an angle. Finds metal, but not mesh. Compton from the corner. Mike Pint to the goal and right into that Blue Devil logo on the uniform of Sam Shin. Blue Devils are able to get back into a settled defense, but it's turned over to Yohe. Yohe off the tip of the glove of Shin. Shin makes a follow-up save. A little glove tap there on Keefe as he got rid of that puck to his captain. Tense one, and a goal it comes. Is it in? No, it is not. It may have been on the line, but according to this USA Hockey crew, it did not cross. Lynham going after it defensively for the Blue Devils. Krause from the circle, out in front, backhand try just wide. Shin got a piece of that, but it's played quickly to Krause, who makes no mistake from deep on the left wing. The goose egg is gone. The Panthers make it 3-1, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. Out in front, oh, what a save there by Shin. Just a reaction play to deny Krause a second goal, and a save on Tense one. Forces this puck out of play. Krause was going for that elusive second goal. It's deflected wide by Casella in the meantime. Panthers have the hop after getting that first goal. With a slick pass up to Nate Tran. Tran hits the brakes. Tran to White. White forcing the save from Neff. There first for Franklin Regional. Out in front it comes. Shot by Yohe, and he airmailed it. Either that or Nate Tran blocked it, and I think the latter might actually be the case. I think Tran, just Panthers trying to capitalize. And Franklin Regional fans furious a penalty wasn't called there, as White over the attacking line for the Blue Devils. For Bias. Bias to the goal. Bias shoots! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Tense moment in front of Shin. Blue Devils in transition. Mayer off the inside of the post. How did that stay out? Neff goes spread eagle to keep that puck from crossing the line. And there's our first penalty of the hockey game. Pierce Conrarty is tripped. And Mount Lebanon with Lynham after the Mount Lebanon face-off win to Conrarty. He and Lynham play pitch and catch. That save made by Neff. The rebound still available. Mayer, score! Blue Devils 5. Way through this third period. And the Panthers have an open net to shoot at, but Brennan Yohe couldn't finish. Lebanon. Right circle, turns around, save made. It's loose. Sitting there in the circle and jammed in. A second goal in as many games for Graham Ressler, and turn out the lights. The party's over. Game. Arlett out in front. Lehman couldn't finish. Score! Parker Arlett, with his back to the play, tacks on. A 7-1 victory over the Franklin Regional Panthers. Blue Devils tasting victory for the first time after 3 defeats. Franklin Regional.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.